Imagine traveling at 270 miles per hour on a train so smoothly that a coin can be balanced on its edge for hours, dropping you right in the heart of your destination with zero airport lines, zero baggage fees, and total comfort. That is the magic of China's bullet trains. But make just one wrong turn at the security gate or step into the wrong lane on the platform and you will miss your ride. Most first-time visitors look at these fancy-looking mega stations and instantly panic. Don't worry. Today I'm giving you the ultimate stress-free blueprint to navigate China's train system like a total local, even if you don't speak a single word of Chinese. Let's start with the most important part, getting your ticket. First, you need to know China has completely eliminated paper tickets since October last year. Everything is 100% electronic now. Some of the travel guides are out of date. It asks you to get a physical train ticket. So once you successfully book your ticket, your passport is your ticket, and you just show it at the station and you are in. China's railways are state-owned and state-controlled. The only one official platform is called 12306. I highly recommend using their official app instead of a third-party platform like Trip.com. The third-party sites love to charge actual service fees just for being the middleman, and we want to save you that money. The 12306 app has a great English version now. It has both app and the website. Just look at the top right corner of the screen, hit the switch button, and select the English version. Before you can buy anything, you need to complete identity verification, which you only need to do once. You will fill out a form with your nationality, name, passport number, etc. And an easier way to do is to upload a scan of your passport right in the app. But remember to double check the details. This typically takes about 5 to 10 minutes to clear, so definitely get it sorted out before you start booking. But please remember this, your name on the booking must match your passport exactly, every single letter in the same order including any middle names. Even a tiny typo may cause the gate to reject you. When you are ready to buy, keep in mind that tickets go on sale exactly 15 days before departure, during major holidays like the Mid-Autumn Festival, National Holiday, or Labor Day or Chinese New Year. If you are traveling on those days, do mark the sale date on your phone calendar and be ready to book the moment they are released. The app tells you the exact release time, and I strongly suggest completing your payment within the first minute. Also, a quick technical heads up, the 12306 system takes a short break for maintenance every night. You can browse and buy tickets from 5 a.m. until 1 a.m. the next day, except on Tuesdays when it closes a bit earlier at 12 a.m. If you are booking from back home in the US, Australia, or UK, just keep that Beijing time window in mind. Once you enter your origin and destination, you will see a massive list of train options. Use the filters to narrow them down and look for the G trains. Those are the real deal high-speed trains that fly at 350 km per hour with premium service. D and C trains are slightly slower and make more stops. Next up is choosing your seat class. You will see second class, first class, and business class. Second class has a 3x2 layout. It's perfectly comfortable and an amazing value. But if your budget allows, you can choose to upgrade to first class. It is a 2x2 layout, meaning wider seats and more legroom, a much quieter environment. It is a smart choice for older travelers who want a peaceful journey. But from my point of view, it is not necessary to choose the business class as it could be more expensive than a flight. And remember to avoid standing tickets at all costs. You won't get a fixed seat if you choose this one. Then, based on your itinerary, you can also filter by specific stations and departure times. Major Chinese cities often have multiple train stations. Shanghai has about 10, for example. Prioritize stations closer to the city center for easier access to your hotel. And usually they are named after the city, like Suzhou Station, Shanghai Station, Nanjing Station. Once you have chosen your train, click Book. If you are traveling with family or friends, you can buy tickets for the whole group at once. Just add them to your My Passengers list in the app, enter their passport details accurately, and you are good to go. When you check out, you can pay easily with international cards through Alipay or WeChat Pay, which you should absolutely set up on your phone before arriving in China anyway. After the payment, you will get your confirmation notice within seconds. And if your plan change, don't sweat it. The app makes it incredibly easy to modify or cancel your ticket. And it is completely free if you do it more than 8 days before departure, or it will charge you a bit service fee, 20% at most. Overall, it's quite flexible, I think. Now let's talk about the travel day itself. Here's something that catches many first-timers off guard. Chinese train stations are not like train stations in Europe or America. They are more like airports. Massive buildings with security checks, long walkways, and lots of people. Some stations like Shanghai have over 30 platforms with trains running constantly. I recommend arriving at least 45 minutes before departure. For major stations like Beijing South or Shanghai Hongqiao, give yourself more time, let's say an hour. Most stations in China have English signs and announcements, so you can find your way around. But keep your passport in your hand at all times. You'll need it at multiple checkpoints. Now let's walk through the entry process step by step. First up is the identity verification gate. This is where many foreigners get stuck. The station has two types of lanes, automated machines and manual channels. The automated gates theoretically accept the passport if you place it on the scanner, but they can be incredibly finicky. Save yourself the headache and head straight for the manual channel. It's usually the lane on the far left or far right with a staff member sitting there. Just hand them your passport, they will verify your face and let you right through. Next is the security check. All bags go through an X-ray machine and you walk through a metal detector. It feels exactly like airport security. There are a few strict rules on what you can't bring. No sharp objects like knives or scissors, and absolutely no pressure spray cans over 120 milliliters. That includes hairspray, aerosol sunscreen, and spray deodorant. If you are carrying a Swiss Army knife, leave it in your checked luggage on your flight or back at the hotel. Once you are inside the main departure hall, look up. There are massive LED screens everywhere shown in both Chinese and English. Find your train number and it will show you your departure time and your check-in gate number, like gate 1A, gate 1B, and the status. Just follow the clear overhead signs to get to your gate. If you have some time before boarding, you can grab a bite to eat. Most train stations have massive food courts on the upper floor with familiar options like McDonald's alongside local noodle spots. The main floor usually has plenty of vending machines, but if your train leaves in 20 minutes, head straight to your gate. Once you are in the waiting area, find a seat near your specific gate and keep an eye on the screen above it. When the boarding begins, usually about 10 to 15 minutes before departure, the screen will turn green and display boarding or check-in. Now please remember the 5-minute rule because it is absolutely non-negotiable. The boarding gates will close exactly 5 minutes before the train departs. If you are not through the gate by then, you will miss your train, no exceptions. At the gate, skip the machines again and take the manual lane. Show the ticket agent your passport, they will scan it and you will take a long escalator down to the platform. Once you are on the platform, look at the ground. You will see different colored markers with numbers on them. Look at the digital screen above the platform. It will tell you which color corresponds to your specific train. Follow that color's markers until you find your coach number and stand in line and wait. The train will slide in smoothly within just a few minutes. Once you step inside your carriage, locate your seat. If you are taking a second class, A and F are always window seats, while C and D are aisle seats. When it comes to luggage storage, this is where many travelers struggle. The overhead racks work like airplane bins, but if your bag is heavy or large, lifting it can be tough. There are dedicated luggage racks at the end of each carriage, but they do fill up quickly. My best advice is to travel light or make sure you board early to grab those bottom spots. Also, don't hesitate to ask the train attendants for help. Chinese railway staff are incredibly gracious. I have traveled alone with heavy suitcases before, and they always helped me secure my bags without a second thought. The amenities on board are fantastic. Every carriage features a hot water dispenser. Just a heads up, this is boiling water meant for tea or instant noodles, not cold drinking water. I highly recommend bringing your own bottled water on the train. You'll also find power sockets located between or under the seats to charge your phone. For restrooms, each car usually has both Western-style toilet and a traditional squat option, so just check the sign on the door before you walk. If you get hungry, you can buy a coffee, fruit boxes, and snacks from the trolley cart that walks down the aisle. There's also a QR code on your seat armrest where you can actually order food from the train or the restaurants at upcoming stations. This works much better for longer journeys. When the English announcement says your destination is next, be prepared to have all your belongings. When the train stops, grab your bags and head toward the doors. Just follow the crowd out. At the exit gate, you'll need to show your passport one last time. Head straight to the manual lane, let the agent scan it, and you are officially through. To leave the station safely, simply follow the clear English signs for exit. This will lead you to three main choices. First, the official taxi stands, where drivers use meters and gladly accept Alipay or WeChat Pay. Second, the metro station, which are usually connected right underneath the train station. Or third, the ride-hailing pickup zones. Many modern stations now have specific zones for apps like Didi, and some even have a digital guidance screens showing you exactly which zone your driver is waiting in. Just check in their license plate number. Here's my biggest warning for first-timers. Completely ignore the people lingering near the exit doors offering a ride. Those are unlicensed drivers and they will overcharge you. Always stick to the official taxi queue or book a ride through Didi. Now, as I received many questions about this, let's talk about how to decide between taking the train or catching a plane when you are traveling across China. These are the two main ways to cover long distances, and trust me, the high-speed train might completely change how you will travel. China has built an unbelievable high-speed rail network, nearly 50,000 kilometers of tracks, which is more than the rest of the world combined. So when does it actually make sense to fly? Flying is a better option to those truly massive hauls across the country, like going from Beijing all the way to Tibet or from Shanghai up to the Harbin in the far northwest. Those trips are well over 2,000 kilometers, and a train ride would take 8 or 9 hours, which is honestly a bit too long for most people. So here is my simple rule of thumb. If the high-speed train takes 5 hours or less, take the train. If the journey is over 5 hours, then it's time to consider booking a flight, especially if you are short on time. That's it. That is absolutely everything you need to know to experience a high-speed train in China completely stress-free. If you found this guide useful, please hit that like button, leave a comment below with any specific questions about your upcoming trip, and subscribe to Wikipedia China. I read every single comment and I'm always happy to help you map out your journey. Safe travels, and I will see you in the next one.